and welcome to Hard Copy from our channel's television studios in Abuja. I'm Kayla Magwa. 231 Nigerians rescued after being trafficked to Ghana. Actress Jumoke George's daughter rescued after being trafficked to Mali. 9 girls rescued from Côte d'Ivoire. 6 Nigerian tourists detained in Cape Verde. Nigerian content moderator Ladi Olubumi killed in Nairobi. The suspicious death of ex-Nigeria Junior International and Vipers SC of Uganda player Abubakar Lawal. Jeremiah Okoye's death in police custody in South Africa. Over 5,000 Nigerian women stranded in Iraq. Threats of massive deportations from the United States by President Donald Trump and these new visa laws. Drama with the UK Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch. The new UK immigration laws and reforms. Visa rejection rates for Nigerians are higher than ever before. Pastor Timothy Omotosho's repatriation. In fact, the entire ordeal of Pastor Omotosho is still confusing to me, and so many other isolated incidents. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission has had its hands full since the beginning of the Tinubu administration. My guest believes that these issues don't reduce the giant strides NIDCOM has made since the Tinubu administration as we commemorate World Diaspora Day today. There are a lot of good things happening. Dr. Adekunle Osibogun, Princess Opeyemi Bright, Jason Utitofon, Jackson, and Sonny Lambe are all Nigerians, people from Nigerian origin at least, who have been elected into office in the United Kingdom. We're working with the IOM on a lot of immigration issues, and diaspora remittances from 20 million Nigerians abroad reached $52.9 billion in 2024. With Nigeria accounting for 38% of the total remittances in Africa. So, what are these achievements? How can we prevent these embarrassing stories from happening in the first place? And how can we get the Nigerian living in diaspora to be respected and treated like the assets we are all over the world? It takes a village, and my guest tonight has been the town crier of this village since the Buhari administration. Tonight, we'll also get some of her thoughts on major stories making the rounds in Nigeria. She is Abike Dabiri-Erewa, the Director General of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, welcome to Hard Copy.
Thank you very much, Kayla. When you were reading those things, I'm like, you started with all the bad, but we have so much good, so which you still went into.
Yes, some of them.
No, but most. I mean, Nigerians are amazing, doing great things all over the world, but bad news travels fast. And I'm just excited about the exploits of Nigerians all over the world. And what we're saying is that it's okay to do well over there, but look back home and see what you can do. And as we mark the Diaspora Day, those are some of the things we're looking at. And you need to see Nigerians that are already home for the Diaspora Day, including non-Nigerians, the historical African diaspora that says, you know what, this is home. We want to be part of all this. So, yeah, there's the good, the bad, which
and the
is
ugly.
normal, and the ugly. And even just today, I don't know whether you heard the story of some men that, gave a distress call, stuck somewhere in the Central African Republic.
Yes, yes.
It's like, what are you doing in these places?
Well, the Nigerians, they're looking for greener pastures.
No, but you see, there are some pastures that are not greener. And that is what we need to work on, even the media. There's no point going to these places. I'm still surprised that people are still stuck in Libya. Just even yesterday, I still got a distress call about Libya. Nobody can tell me that they haven't heard about what is going on in Libya. Like the guys stuck in Central African Republic, they said some Chinese firms that go and work, they got there, worked for 10 months, not paid, and they are stuck in the middle of nowhere. But we were able to get in touch with them, the embassy in Bangui. They should be on their way. There's a long journey, and we'll get them back. But here's the thing. We can't say ignorance. We don't know how we keep doing this thing. So
you think that there are parts of the world that Nigerians should just stay away from?
Well, just know where you're going to.
They're going for work. They'll go with the promise of work.
At this point in time, you're still going to Libya. If anybody tells you, an agent comes and says, you know what, you go somewhere through Libya, I mean, But now you should say no. It's not going to happen.
Let me see if we can get some updates. Jumoke George's daughter, just so we can get all these stories out of the way.
Okay. Well. Again, a distress call, and within 48 hours we got her back.
The 231 girls in Ghana.
Oh well, again a distress call, and thanks to First Lady Chief Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, who helped with transportation, and Wema Bank that helped us to get them food, some money to help. And don't forget that we have to go out of the way, think out of the box to do these things. Yeah. It's not as if we're funded for it, but it's about it's about compassion. And just having to ensure you care for your fellow Nigerians. And we also ensured that when the first case of deportation was happening, when Nigerians were being deported, I sat down there and said, we need to receive them with dignity. The South Africa one is one death too many. Now, we've had a long discussion with the South African government. There should be an early warning signal mechanism put in place. So when these things happen, the security authorities immediately take action. But the MOU has not been signed. So again, these two that were just killed recently, I mean, two guys, I don't want to preempt, but it's a case of maybe a cult war or drugs or something. But whatever it is, you shouldn't take anybody's life. But the Nigerian embassy in South Africa on it, we've demanded full investigation, and we'll wait for the outcome. But that was really pathetic.
Since we're talking about South Africa, I said in my opening, I don't understand Pastor Motoshe's story.
Pastor Motoshe's case is a bit complicated. But again, at every hearing, officials of the mission were always there. I was always in touch with them and the family. And it's a bit complicated, and well, they say the law has to, but it's complicated and not so straightforward. But my advice to him was, look, once the judgment has been gone, come back to your country. They were talking about still wanting to stay there. Come back to your country.
The ones in war-torn parts of the world, Iraq.
No, Iraq and Israel.
Because for Iraq, there were 5,000 Nigerians. That was
no, Iraq, yes. There was a shocking
5,000 Nigerians in Iraq. Yeah.
Now, there's another area of where agents will lie to you and say you're going to get a job. There are no jobs. So they get there, they're stranded, they don't get the jobs. So they've been, in fact, one was the fact that this man had his wife go there, and then what did we bring back? The body bag. She died working as a caregiver. So, you see, here's the thing. A lot of them are lies. And we'll be saying government. It's about telling lies to people. If somebody, and agents are making money, but I'm glad that NAPTIP is dealing with the agents, arresting them. So NAPTIP has been doing more arrests. You need to nab the agents. As long as they are there trafficking, it's going to continue to happen.
The deportations from the United States.
Well, like the Minister of State Foreign Affairs told the American Embassy, even if you're deporting, deport them with dignity. And so far, if you have, been coming, but those that have come are those that had deportation orders already. Okay. They knew they were going to come. Okay. So they come, So
we don't have the ICE situation where
not yet.
Nigerians are being
picked up. Not any we've heard of.
I want to be able to talk a little bit about these high visa rejection rates for Nigerians, especially in Europe. We have a lot of Nigerians who complain about this, and it's non-refundable. It does feel a little off. Is that something that is being looked at?
I'm sure the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is looking into that. It's a consular matter. However, I believe that what we've been talking about is a lot of, you get rejected and then you lose your money.
Yes.
So even if you're going to be rejected, at least refund the money. And with this 3-month thing that US is coming up with, there's going to be more applications. So that means every 3 months you apply. Again, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will deal with that. I think they're already engaging with the officials of the US Embassy.
These new UK immigration laws, do you think they're fair?
Which
10 years for a visa, and those almost at the former 5-year threshold are not being looked at, and sensitization for Nigerians really on these new UK visa
Honestly,
laws.
that is not... it's the Foreign Affairs will look into that and engage with the British authorities. I'm sure the minister would have called the British ambassador to Nigeria and discussed it, know why they're doing that. So I'm sure the minister is handling that.
Kemi Badenoch.
Our sister.
Yes, our sister. Well, she said another one. She said another one recently, and of course it's been disputed because, the idea that as a woman, if you had children, you're a Nigerian woman.
But that is not true.
It's not true, yes.
So and that is the problem I have. Don't divulge false information.
Why would she give out false information?
I don't want to talk too much about it. You go on national, international media and spewing a lie. That is a lie. No, but that is not even true. And I'm sure people have responded. So my problem with that is that it is not true. So why tell us something that is not true? That's the issue I have with that.
Have you spoken with her? Is she, because it's a veritable team you've got going here. You in NITCOM, Bianca Ojukwu as Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, he's also a very brilliant man. Are there conversations going? Has anyone reached out to her to find out what the actual issue is?
You know the number of Nigerians we have in the UK, in the political space, that are doing very well. We don't have to focus on one person. But when you denigrate your country, we'll reply you. It's not about me or the president or you. It's about Nigeria. You can't lie about your country that we keep quiet. So there are many. Look at you. You mentioned some of them that are doing very well in the political space. So ours is we continue to work with every Nigerian in the diaspora. But you can't force anybody.
Diaspora Day.
Oh, yeah. We look forward to that. Diaspora Day, it's been happening for over, I can't remember this one, over 15, 16 years. But this is the 6th that we are, putting together, and it's getting bigger and better. And I'm very proud of our Nigerians in the diaspora. And is even a low-hanging fruit. They want to do a lot of things back home. So as a government, we need to make it easier for them, and that's what we're doing. And I want to thank Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who himself is a diasporan, so has been very supportive and understands the need to engage. We're talking about human capital development. And it's a gradual process, but we're beginning to see the results. I think in 6 years, at least there's somebody to talk to. We may solve some, we may not solve some, but at least we engage and we do as much as we can, but let's focus only on the problems. Somebody said to me, is NITCOM only to be bringing people back? But that comes out a lot because, governance, there has to be compassion in governance. Like, for instance, the Jumoke judge's daughter, I didn't wait for anybody to give me money. I looked for funds, sent it there, and got her back. The 231 from Ghana, I didn't wait for government money. It's about you. It's a distress call. So as a woman, as a mother, just do whatever you can. There are so many you don't hear about. For instance, somebody in the country, the child is on the streets. And then I want to thank Nigerians in the diaspora. A lot of times we reach out to them when we have these issues, and they help. So this person in that country is now back home there. Even in Japan, when one of Nigerians had a problem, the Nigerian community in Japan got money together and helped the person. So there are so many you don't hear about. There are many personal stories that you shouldn't divulge.
Honorable, it's a lot of work. And it feels like you are intimately involved in each case.
That's who I am. That's who I am.
Everyone?
Not everyone. But the thing is, somebody's in need. Just do what you can. And I'm even telling you, those are the ones you read about. Ask our staff. There are so many.
How is the funding for NITCOM to handle
We're
this
praying
situation?
that President Tinubu will give us funding. But
you're not being funded?
Well, not enough. I keep saying in 2023, we worked with 47 million capital, 11 million recurrent. How we survived, I don't know, but I thank God for goodwill. But in 2025, we have a better budget thanks to the National Assembly, thanks to our Senate Committee Chairman then, Senator Victor Umi, who really ran around to ensure that we got something better. So, we need to engage more. So we don't do a lot of that but thank God for technology. Like this Gambia, this CR thing, I didn't have to go anywhere. So thank God for technology, for efficient communication. You can solve a lot of things, but we could do with a little more support. And a better office, maybe. We don't even have yet. You have one at Federal Secretariat. No, but that is not the kind of office. We want to have a diaspora plaza. Yes. A hub where the diaspora can come to. You've been asking for this plaza since the Buhari administration. But we're also asking under the Tinubu administration, and I believe will be heard, a hub where like I've received almost 32 people today. A place where you can come to, relax, get to know authentic information about what is going on in your country, surf the web, communicate, network and all that. So it may take a while, but we're just 6 years old. So hopefully, I think whoever comes after me will enjoy the foundation that we have laid. And I'm proud that, when we first started, it's like, oh, you don't need them. Oh, do you need them? Now, nobody said you don't need them. Rather, is the fact that, support them. Should NITCOM, many people have posited over the years that NITCOM should be a part of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We are a part of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Are you under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Look, the law that said Foreign Affairs has a few parastatals. NIIA, technical call, Peace and Conflict, Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, and Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. So we are the newest baby of foreign affairs. So now even when the Oronsaye report came and they said, move NIDCOM to foreign affairs, I'm like, who wrote that report? So you said nothing actually. Maybe because we're vibrant and we do a lot, people thought, no, but there's nothing we do without foreign affairs. There's nothing we can do without our embassies. So any case you solve, the first thing is call up the embassy, work together. So we are the newest baby, now 6-year-old baby. But we are, and that is where we should be. When the law was being debated in Parliament, a number of the diaspora came and said, no, put the agency under presidency. But I was one of those who argued that it should be part of foreign affairs. Some countries have full ministries for diaspora, like India had a full ministry for the diaspora. They call it Ministry for Diaspora for Overseas Indians. And you can see the results that they had.
We do have to go on a short break. And when we come back, we did promise the Nigerian people that you would weigh in on a lot of Nigerian issues, front burner issues. So stay with us on Hard Copy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hard Copy. If you've just joined us, we're discussing all things diaspora and segueing right now into some major national issues with my guest, the Director General of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Erewa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again. Okay, let's get to it. APC.
Now, you want to come back to outside diaspora?
Yes. Because apart from being the Director General of NIDCOM, you are a very strong member of the All Progressives Congress.
I'm one of the founding mothers, as I say. I was
in every video. when we're doing the research.
I was part of the merger committee.
Yes, when we're doing the research for this interview, and we're going through all the videos of the All Progressives, you are standing at every single, in fact, you emceed
not the Buhari administration, the Tinubu presidential campaign, both. So but it was a lot of work, but it was fun.
New national chairman.
Oh yeah, congratulations to him. He's
you had to work with him, right? As
as a humanitarian. Well, I think he's just perfect for this job.
He is.
Yes.
He does seem very calm.
Yes, he's calm, he's disciplined.
He's trying to fill Ganduje's shoes.
Oh, he will do a great job. And I'm saying that because of course I've worked with him, diaspora, humanitarian. You know, there's a federal government multi-agency team. So when these issues of distress or wars come beyond, so you have humanitarian, foreign affairs with the agencies, NIDCOM, NEMA, and others, immigration, all come together and work together. So I had cause to. So congratulations, Chairman. I wish you all the very best.
As a woman in politics in Nigeria, and I remember that you used to be in the National Assembly as well, there's a lot of talk about women in politics in Nigeria and how those numbers have really thinned out under the Tinubu administration.
No,
is it extra difficult for a woman to be in politics right now?
I don't think you should say under the Tinubu administration.
It's lesser under the Tinubu administration than it was under the Buhari administration.
Yeah, but let me tell you the thing, and I think it just may get worse for women.
It may get worse?
Yes, it's getting tougher. The environment is getting tougher. And but my appeal to women is, don't be afraid.
What do you think
if you believe it's in you, you know, we have very qualified, competent women that should be able to come out and contest. You're talking of elective positions, but the Tinubu administration has appointed a number of women into positions. So separate election from appointments.
Even with the appointments, people have said that the appointments are lesser.
Well, there could be more. But let's even ensure that any woman that gets the job does it very well. It's tough for women. And we just have to work 3 times harder and be a bit more careful. Because you do something wrong, everybody... But 20 men have done the same thing wrong, and nobody talks about it. It's just the fact that we are not many. So, okay, you have 4 women in the Senate. Something happens to one of them, it's going to be the talk of the town. You have less women in the parliament. And it has nothing to do with President Tinubu. He didn't conduct elections. He had his own elections. So for elective positions, it's getting tougher. The violence, the desperation, and then money.
2 issues.
Money.
There were some accusations that were made about the fact that it's almost impossible for women to speak up. When you have a minority... when you are the minority, sometimes your voice gets drowned out.
Then you shout.
You shout louder.
You shout louder. And I remember when I was in Parliament, I mean, we were still not many, we were 24.
Did you face that situation where your voices, you needed to scream a little louder to be heard?
And I did scream a little louder. When you look at the bill, Freedom of Information Bill, they didn't want it. It was a lot of battle, but I never kept quiet. I was chairman, House Committee on Media under His Excellency, who is now the former governor of Katsina State. He was the speaker when I was in the House. And it's unusual for an opposition to be spokesperson of the House. And there was a lot of, remove her. She's not in PDP. And he said, give me a better person. And they couldn't find. So he kept me for the 4 years. And if you recall that time, we ensured that we gave the House a positive image. Any controversy, we addressed it headlong. And I was the chairman. I was the first chairman of the Diaspora Committee. It's like, what useless committee? It's not juicy. But my attitude was, I've been told to do this job, I'll do it. So for women, we need to work hard. You know, we're all pretty. You all have beautiful faces, but that will not last forever. When you add value, then they can't look at you and say, to hell with you. Because you're adding value, they're going to call you, and they're going to need you.
I want to ask you something. And I've always, in fact, I think personally I've wanted to find out this from you. When you look at that situation in the Senate with the Kogi Central Senator, just, are there things that could have been done differently?
Well, it's a case, it's still in court, right? But I would, you see, I can't put, but I would have handled it differently. So we all have our various, but looking at that, I would have handled it differently.
What would you have done?
I don't want to go into all that.
If they told you to change your seat,
I'll sit on that seat.
You go to
I will sit where they gave me.
Okay.
It happened when I was in the House.
Oh.
It happens all the time. I will sit where they gave me, but I will make my noise from that seat.
So you move to the new seat and
I'll move to the new
seat
and I will scream from there.
Okay.
Point of order, Mr. President. And you keep screaming until they listen to you. But as a parliamentarian, you make laws, you have to obey laws. Was it fair or not? We don't know. But for that moment, the law says you cannot speak from a seat not assigned to. So I would have sat on that seat, but you hear my voice. From that seat every day, I will not allow you to rest until you listen. So I said I would have handled it differently. So, but not to judge anybody, but they wouldn't allow you to speak if you're not on your seat. Were they fair? Why did they take you away? And then even when I was in the House, many times once you become a member of the ruling party, they want to give you some privilege, so you move forward. It's like a first timer will not sit in front. You're going to give the oldest members, they get their seats, then the next, then the next. But when you become a ruling party member, then your seat changes.
There's so many nuances to the National Assembly. What are your thoughts on the special seats for women?
I hope it passes through. There may be some it's a new thing, there will be some gray areas, but let the National Assembly work on the bill first. That's the first step.
Let me take you back to Diaspora as we start to round up. Diaspora Day. So, I want to be able to get your thoughts on the Nigerian in diaspora under the Tinubu administration. And of course, I said I was going to find out how you felt when you heard that former President Muhammadu Buhari died, because I know you had worked very closely with him. So maybe your thoughts on the man and the complicated legacy, and then looking at Nigerians in diaspora under the Buhari administration and then under the Tinubu administration.
Government is a continuum, and it's still the same person chairing the commission. May the soul of our former President Muhammadu Buhari rest in peace. NIDCOM was created under him, and he gave all the support. We started the presidential engagements, and he gave a lot of support for the commission to thrive. I'm sure whoever takes over after my second term is completed would have had a foundation to build on. So you don't need to go through the teething problems that we have gone through. And I thank the legacy staff. I keep telling them that, forget about the fact that, some people think we earn dollars. In fact, somebody went to complain on a radio station that, but NIDCOM gets $20 billion. Ignorance. I'm proud.
Wait, before you sweep that thing you said under the cap, what do you mean second term? You're leaving?
No, this is, you have a tenure of 2 terms. So this is the second tenure.
How many years for the 2 terms?
4 years each. But honestly, I'm so glad.
So how many more years do you have?
Till July 2027.
So July 2027, you'd finish your second tenure.
By the grace of God.
By
the grace of God.
Who are we going to disturb? We call you from.
We call you.
Everybody has your phone number. We call you from everywhere in the world.
My husband is one that suffers for all that, because you want to answer people, you want to solve problems. You say, look, you, my wife, rest. But he's so supportive and encourages me, and my family, my children are wonderful, my whole family, brothers, they understand and say, look, just make sure you rest when you can, and I do. Yes. But we need to have our continental offices. It's in the law. So continental offices for NIDCO, it makes our job easier. There are about 6 engagements in Canada. We can't be going up and down. We don't have the money. So several all over the world which you want to participate. So hopefully we can have the continental offices as stated in the law, setting up NIDCOM, but no funding for that. That will help. And it's not a competition with foreign affairs. The job is strictly for our people. You know, what are you doing? Do things back home. You can do this. You can do that. You want really Kayla? I'll take you to her. And then we have diaspora focal officers in every state of the federation. So they are like our own go-to people in the states. So you have a problem in a particular state, there's somebody to talk to. So the key thing is now the diaspora can engage better. There's a lot more work to do, and we keep at it.
Oh, thank you very much, Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa, for being with us on Hard Copy. Good luck with all the work you have ahead of you.
Thank you very much.
We'll be watching.
Thank
I
you.
will join voice with you. We want that plaza.
Yes, so we need a diaspora plaza for the diaspora.
Yes.
And we need more money.
Yes, more money. Thank you very much for being with us on the program.
Thank you.
That's Hard Copy this week. I'm Kayla Magwa. Good night.